touch her, she's mistaken. Is she mistaken? Did you check my wife out, man? Did you check her? No, I'm not. You're a sweet young lady. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. But did you checked her out, right?
Let's go.
And she said to you, I want you to check her out, check me out, and why is he touching me?
Yeah.
Something along those lines, right?
Can we go outside?
Okay.
Can we go outside?
We can, but well, here's the thing. You can't touch. Like, even if you were a woman, you cannot touch another woman's. And here's where my problem is. You are telling me now that you did not touch my wife.
Can we go outside?
Well, nobody else is in here at this point.
We do have customers in the dressing room. Let's just go out. I'll go outside. Come on.
I don't want to go outside in the wind and the sun. I just need to know if you touched her as you were trying to style her or whatever. You said she was curvy, right? And then you proceeded to take your hand and go down her.
She was between two sizes in a skirt. She was between two sizes in a skirt.
Okay.
I'm a lead stylist. I'm a manager here, and I've managed multiple White Houses. So I completely understand. But I understand that she didn't like that.
But didn't like what? You touching her.
However, I styled her with her skirt. She felt was wrong. So I'm not gonna. So.
Did you touch?
You know what? I don't recall the situation that well, but if she felt like that was
what though?
If she felt like the interaction back there was uncomfortable for her, then I'm not going to argue with how she felt. It's not
argue about how she felt. It's not.
Okay.
The only way I'm leaving, respectfully, you're going to arrest me.
Okay.
And that's
why are you making it that way?
That's what I'm not going to do.
What?
I'm not going to talk anymore other than tell you I just talked to Vicky.
Okay, I don't care who you've spoken to.
Take me to jail.
This is stupid. Like you are creating another problem on top of something that's already going on.
I'm a correct one. For what happened today.
No, you're creating more problems for yourself.
Man, do you think I care? You want to Google me and see? You want to see? So you don't understand?
What does that mean?
I don't tolerate this stuff. I advocate for people that are mistreated every single day.
Sure.
Every day.
Okay.
So you think I'm not going to advocate for my wife?
Okay, so this is a trespassing. So. Let's go out this way.
Hello?
Yes, already.
Thank you.
Did you tell your wife and daughter this is what you're going to do?
Wife telling him what happened. He says police were called, but nothing was done. So he went to the store himself.
There is a level of appropriateness, especially when you are dealing with customers.
An uncomfortable moment for Angela Scobey after she says an employee at White House Black Market in Edmond touched her inappropriately.
All I know is that I was very uncomfortable with it.
She says she was trying on clothes when an employee made a statement saying Angela was, quote, curvy. Angela says that's when the worker allegedly touched her butt. She says the employee touched her a second time. That's when she went to the dressing room and called her husband, Derrick Scobey.
I did not want it to happen, and I didn't even want to see him again.
Scobey says he was buying food to give out at his church when he got the call.
When I get there and we got no help from the Edmond Police Department, and I called a former district attorney who, when my wife explained to him what had transpired, he immediately said, what you just described is sexual battery.
Edmond police did not arrest any store employees in the incident. That's why we're not showing you their faces.
I don't believe that any police officer should be able to let
a person go who committed a felony crime while we are standing there saying, now, if it comes from a credible citizen, then the officer should arrest. I guess we're not credible citizens.
Scobey refused to leave, so the store called police.
There's a male there that's refusing to leave. I believe it's going to be the husband.
Police came back and asked Scobey to leave. When he did not, he was arrested for trespassing.
Well, you're not going to grab my wife where you want to grab her. I advocate daily for the least, the left out, and the left behind. Other people, well, how in the world am I not going to advocate for my wife?
I did go into the store to ask employees about what happened, but they said nope.
Okay.
Yeah, been a rough weekend.
Yeah, I know it has.
Yeah.
And would you like to share with us, some of the things that you've experienced over the weekend?
So, thank you. And first, let me say thank you to Mr. Kevin Perry. I have never called him and asked, would he allow me to come on the open mic show? I called him 45 minutes ago. He said, absolutely, Pastor. So, thank you, Mr. Perry. Thank you, Lana and Terry. So on Saturday, we had a huge distribution at OCCC. I get a call from my wife, and she said, I need your undivided attention. Well, she's never called and said, I need your undivided attention. So I said, okay. So then she proceeds to tell me the story about what happened in Edmond. I said, okay, I'm going to be there. Give me about 20 minutes. I get to this store. She was in the store. She had tried a couple of different things on, and this guy, he comes around the corner and he sees her and he says, you know, that women pay a lot for that. Okay, he's speaking of her butt, just call it the way it is. And then a moment later, he comes behind her. Now, she's dealing with this young lady that works in the store. He comes behind her and he said, you are curvy. And then he proceeded, open hand, palm, and he rubbed her.
Oh, hell no!
Let me share that it is a man. I live by a book that is just say man, woman. I love everybody. I love all the LGBTQIA community. This just happens to be a man who dresses as a woman. That's your choice. It's your choice. But it's a man that's dressed like a woman who has been married 3 times to women and is currently married to a woman. So you are a man that has some desire for women because you're married to one and been married to one. So I wanted to go on record and looking at him, with the nails and all that, then that's how you're dressing, but it's obvious that you're a man. So that is the man who did it. So I get there and I call Chief J.D. Younger, the chief of the Edmond Police Department, who we're friends. I mean, this is what he said before. And so I called him. I told him, I said, hey, this is what happened. He said, yeah, Pastor, go ahead and call this non-emergency number and request somebody to come out. So the officer comes out 15 minutes or so later. We tell him what transpired. We, as in my wife, tells him what transpired. And I'm not here to tell her whole story, but I have to give this backdrop. So he goes inside, he talks to the young lady that's in there and the man that had touched my wife. So I'm on another phone talking to the chief. The guy comes out, the police officer. He says, yeah, I talked to him and we're going to go ahead. We'll do an investigation and go ahead. But he just said, no, I'm not getting ready to arrest him right now. That's just not getting ready to do that. So I'm talking to the Chief Younger. And then this guy's saying that, and then he's pulling off, and somebody said, you say he's talking to the former DA. My wife was on the other phone talking to the former DA. I'm on the phone with the chief of police. The other officer is getting ready to pull off, but before he gets in the car, he says, get away from the back of my car. I said, man, there's nothing illegal about being right here. So I'm on the phone with Chief. I said, Chief, is there something illegal about me being 4 or 5 feet from the back? He laughed. He said, no, Pastor, I can't think of anything that's illegal about. So the guy leaves. I'm standing there and I'm feeling defeated I feel like I'm helpless. I'm looking over at my wife. And my wife, our daughter, is sitting there. And I'm standing there like, what do I do? And anybody that knows, they know I'm not some weak, jelly-spined guy. But this hurt. People think that you go from whatever to anger. No, the psychologist says you go from whatever happened to you first to hurt. And then it goes to anger. I'm standing here. My wife tells me that I looked up into the sky. She said it was like I was in a trance. And she said she saw my eyes. Well, at that point in time, I said to myself, this is how people feel. This is how people feel. Who, there's nobody to advocate for them. And I'm like, I advocate for people daily. And I'm sitting here, and I don't have anybody to advocate for me and my wife in this situation. And Terry, I'm looking at my wife and saying, I can't even protect